Hey everybody, I'm Tim Ward and welcome back to Garden Sense. Folks, the emails were a little bit slower this past week, but I would say I got 15 to 20 emails that just dealt with Japanese stiltgrass specifically. So we're going to deal with a little bit of that today. We also had a couple of other questions that were certainly more seasonal in nature. So buckle up everybody, let's jump right in. The first question is from Sheila. Hello Tim. My front lawn with full sun was perfect until I cut it up once and then back. Now it is full of spurge. How do I remove the spurge that is interwoven into it? So spurge is one of those weeds that once you know what it looks like, it's pretty unmistakable and it's very, very easy to identify. So you obviously know you have spurge, but you're looking for an answer and a way to kill it. Now, personally, I've dealt with spurge, but it's always been in very, call it small quantities. I've never actually had to use a chemical control on it because it's always been in areas where it's easily visible and it's very easy for me to just basically bend over and pull it out by the root. And frankly, I don't have to do it very often. However, to have it interwoven in your lawn, you need obviously a post-emergent herbicide. And we frankly recommend Weed Beater Ultra. There are a couple of different varieties of spurge, and Weed Beater Ultra will take care of all of them. So head over to Rosen's online, pick up Weed Beater Ultra. It's available in 3 different types: a concentrate, a ready to use, and a ready to spray. Either one of those 3 products will work, but again, that's what you need to put down. It's a little bit later in the year, frankly, to be putting down some of these herbicides. Again, it just depends on the weather that you're experiencing. So as long as it's actively growing, it's not above 90 degrees, and it's not below 60 degrees, you can definitely put it down and it should take care of your spurge problem. The next question is from Lauren. Hi, Tim. I was looking at the old Garden Sense calendar and it says to apply Gallery in August, but the current lawn calendar on your website says to apply it in November. Which is correct? So actually both are correct. It really just depends on what you're trying to do to your lawn in the fall. What I mean by that is, if you are worried about some of those winter weeds like a chickweed, you would want to put Gallery down in August. However, if you are overseeding your lawn, you can't put down Gallery in August because it's actually going to impact the grass seed that you're trying to put down. It won't germinate and it won't grow. So if you are overseeding, then you actually need to wait to put down Gallery until that new grass is established. And typically, if you're following our advice in terms of when to overseed, that's going to be November. So really, that's where the discrepancy lies. If you are not overseeding, then absolutely get down Gallery, get down Dimension in August. However, if you are overseeding, you need to wait and put down Gallery in November. The third question is from Chuck. Hi Tim, I have a weed in my lawn which I initially thought was a type of crabgrass. However, I have hit it at least 3-4 times with crabgrass killer with no luck. Can you please take a look at some pics I took of the weeds and help me determine what kind of weed it is and what can kill it? So this is Japanese stiltgrass, and I wasn't joking when I said I had 15 to 20 emails this past week dealing just with this particular weed. Now, this is a really difficult weed to kill, not necessarily because you can't spray it and it won't die back, but actually because Japanese stiltgrass seeds can survive up to 3 years in the soil. So again, you could take care of it and think you've gotten everything this year, and it could actually come back next year simply because of how long the seeds can survive. So there are a couple of things you want to do. First, in terms of killing it now, the best thing to use, in our opinion, is BioAdvanced Extreme Crabgrass Killer. It lists Japanese stiltgrass specifically on the label, and I've had experience with it. It's very effective. However, like I said, the seeds can survive for a couple of years. So what you also want to do is use a product like Dimension and get that down so it creates that chemical barrier on the soil and actually prevents those seeds from germinating and ultimately breaking through the soil surface. Now to do that, you need to put Dimension down in very early March. Now, I say that because typically when we're dealing with crabgrass, which is really how we kind of promote the use of dimension, that's not something that you would put down until, the end of March or early April, depending on what the weather is doing where you live. But Japanese stiltgrass actually germinates much sooner than crabgrass. So you're gonna need to get it down in very early March if you're worried about Japanese stiltgrass. So I would hit it with that Bio-Advanced Extreme Crabgrass Killer now. If you're not overseeding, you can certainly put down some dimension right now. And then again, in very early March, we're talking the beginning of March, put down some dimension, and then again, have that Bio-Advanced Extreme Crabgrass Griller on hand, because you may run into a situation where you just simply don't get it, and you're gonna have to really repeat this process again next year. The fourth and final question today is from Doris. Hi Tim, should I cut the flower heads off of my hydrangeas now or in the spring? I have read directions that say now, others say spring. So the answer is actually both, and it completely depends on the variety of hydrangea that you have. See, hydrangeas will flower one of two ways. One is off new growth or new wood, and the other is off of old wood. Hydrangeas will do it one way or the other. So without knowing your exact variety of hydrangea, I can't really say which way you need to do it. But again, if you know the variety, a quick Google search will tell you. So if it grows off of new wood or new growth, you actually want to do it in the spring, or really, right after it's flowered, and you want to deadhead then. If it's a hydrangea that grows off of old wood, that's when you want to do it in the fall. So again, understand and try to figure out what type of hydrangea you have, and then from there you can do a little bit of research, and it should tell you very clearly if you do an internet search whether it grows off of new growth, new wood, or if it grows off of old wood, and that is actually going to determine when you need to prune them. All right, folks, just a couple final thoughts here before we wrap this up. Guys, we still have the fall feeding frenzy going on over at rosensonline.com. Now, hopefully all of you have already given your lawn its third feeding, but if you haven't, again, you want to take advantage of the break on the product price, the free shipping, and head over to Rosens Online to take advantage of that fall feeding frenzy. It's really important. Now, if you have fertilized, but maybe you didn't take advantage of this special offer, then again, start thinking ahead to your fourth feeding, which we recommend really in that early to mid-November timeframe. Again, it's a great way to save money and pick up the product you need. So again, we are ending it during the month of October. I just don't know exactly that final date yet. We will let you know, but again, don't delay. So head over to rosensonline.com and take advantage of the fall feeding frenzy now. Folks, also want to remind you that you can still put down gallery and dimension and have some significant benefit to your lawn by putting it down now. Ideally, if you weren't overseeding, this would have been done back in the August, early September timeframe, but even now there is absolutely benefit to getting it down where it can help take care of some of those winter weeds. So again, pick up some gallery, pick up some dimension, and get it down now so that you're gonna have a lot fewer weeds to deal with come springtime. Folks, if you have questions or concerns, make sure you send me an email directly to tim@rosensonline.com. We always appreciate getting emails, and we love to help people out with their gardening questions, their lawn questions, questions about trees and shrubs. So keep those emails coming. We really appreciate it. Folks, we also really appreciate the time that you spend with us each and every week. Thanks for all the positive feedback that you continue to send us. It means a lot to us. It really does. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the week. God bless.